Hey guys, it's me Lacie, and this is the LGBT Black Artist Roundtable. And no, we're not at a table. Today we are going to talk to models about the industry and our experiences, and I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, starting with Legend.
Hi guys, I am Legend Adanche. I am a retired model since 2012. Done print, runway. I kind of done it all.
I'm Ambrosia. I've been modeling for about 18 years now, since I was 15.
Yes.
Yeah, so I kind of went through the different stages in modeling, from being smaller to being the size that I am now.
Still beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay.
My name is Brandon Carson. I currently am an underwear model specifically, but I have about 10 years of modeling under my belt. I've done print, I've done commercial, I've also done runway, so I'm kind of dabbling into this. Yeah.
Wait, it's me. I'm Lacie, and I'm also a retired model. I've been retired since 2014, something like that. I was young, and I still am. I've done print. I'm short, but I have done runway, and I used to do a lot of campaigns because I was, so young.
Space.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
No, my name is Jada. I actually am just beginning in modeling a year and a half.
Yes.
I've done lingerie so far, and I want to branch out and do different things. So
I gotta see these folks.
it was completely on my comfort zone. Look, this was the first time, and I enjoyed it. It was fun stepping out my comfort zone. So I hope to do it.
Cool. So my name is Mia Obi. I am a new model also. I use they, them, theirs pronouns. I don't always consider myself to be a model, but since, non-binary and trans things have been like a hot topic, people kind of just ask me to show up to things, and then there I go. But I like to work out, so that goes hand in hand.
Yes, you do.
So I'm a new model for about like a year now, and so it's cool to say that out loud. I am a new model.
Welcome.
And this is our panel for today. All right, so let's just jump into these topics. How do you guys feel like the modeling industry is towards LGBT models?
Who's gonna go first?
For me, I always felt that as far as like a male model, and we had to pretty much put on that masculinity because we had to be the plus one to the females for we're just the addition really. So they want the accessory exactly. Yeah. The masculine figure to make her look stand out or whatever it is like that. So,
but just to kind of piggyback on what he said, I mean, it's how they treat us specifically. I feel like I've gotten a few disrespectful things that's kind of happened throughout my modeling career, and even what's going on with me now. I feel like I've gotten a lot of backlash for honestly just showing my body and being so open and honest about putting that out there. And the thing about it is with gay men specifically, I think that it's not that I think I know that a lot of things are attached to sex, and at that point it's kind of just okay, well, I'm really just trying to sell underwear, ladies and gentlemen. That's literally what I'm trying to do. So I think that it kind of becomes this whole thing where it's not so much modeling, it's more so exposing yourself and just putting yourself out there rather than actually getting paid for it, because I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I know when I was younger and I used to model lingerie, right, because I'm just skinny. And when I used to model, that was the standard, right? For women, you could only sell underwear if you were just skinny with like boobs, maybe, right? And I loved it, but I didn't ever get to be gay because there really was always a male accessory. Yeah, there was never like a knot, and even like runway when you're behind the stage and you guys are talking and everyone's talking about their relationships. You kind of have to like bottle it in, like you can't be like, oh, my girlfriend too. Like you'd be like,
really, like,
yeah, my partner, or you have to pretend.
I don't know. I feel like behind scenes you can, but of course once the camera's rolling, once you're on that runway, once the flash, whatever, it's like I have to be that person. I have to be this.
Yeah, because I feel like it kind of goes both ways. Yeah, it's like a lot of behind the scenes situations, I've had great experiences with people and I've gotten to know a lot of people and everything, but then you have those moments where it's kind of just like, okay, I feel extremely uncomfortable.
But even events, like when your agent calls you, hey, so and so is about to rock a red carpet and they're looking for a date, or so and so is going to a party. Right. Can you be their date for the night? It was never this girl is going to a party and she needs a date. It was always this guy is going to and I'd be like, sure, I'll show up, and I just have to be all over him, even if I have a girlfriend back at home and I just can't talk about it.
I guess for me, it never came up. Honestly, like it never came up for me. When I came, I was professional ballet. I came to do what I had to do. Yeah. Whatever you want me to wear, I'm gonna wear. Get on the runway. It never, the conversation of who was in my bed or who I'm dating or what I like never came up. But at the same time, if I would be in an atmosphere where another model would be, and everybody would treat her differently. So that it didn't make me afraid to say something, because to be honest with you, when I come there, sometimes you don't come there to make friends. If you make friends and you communicate with other people, then that's cool. But I came there to work. So if y'all leave me in a corner by myself, I'm fine with that. But to see people be there and just be their true selves, and then have everybody else kind of do a whole turnaround and treat them differently, it was uncomfortable for me for them,
right?
Because I was okay with that,
right? And that makes you pull back, because it's like, oh, I wouldn't want nobody treating me like that.
Right.
Because people don't, you don't know what people go through just at all. Like, you don't even talking about how much you love your boyfriend and this and that. And you can't just chime in and say, oh, I love my girlfriend too. Because like, you can't just bring that out, and that sometimes makes people feel bad too. Like, you can't talk about how much you're happy with your spouse because it's not accepted in someone else's eyes.
Right. And that's the thing too, though, when you're dealing with women in that industry, the women a lot of times, first of all, just because I like women don't mean I like every woman.
Right.
Let's be clear about that.
One more time.
Just because I like men don't mean I like every man. Okay, and that does not mean that I want to be in a polygamous relationship. That does not mean that. I've never thought about it, but I think about it. But you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean, that doesn't mean that. Because here's the thing too, you have to get undressed in front of these people. They throw models in a room all together. Everybody gonna be seeing everybody's everything. And I'm not gonna lie, I peep, but sis, I'm not looking at you like I'm about to run over there. I'm looking at you like, oh, okay, they perky or whatever. It's not like I'm gonna come and violate you. It's like you're a beautiful woman. I like women because they are beautiful in so many different ways. I like people because they're beautiful in their own way. So if I see you and find you attractive, that's all to it. I'm not coming over there. You're just attractive. But people don't know how to. Some people are so simple-minded and they're so ignorant that they don't know how to be around people that are not just like them.
It's true.
Now, I will say this. I might actually come over there. Everything looks fine. I might actually come over there. Because we're not about to negate the fact that if he's fine, he's fine. Let me just go speak to him, see what his Instagram is. Not my phone in my hand, but I'm just throwing,
tiptoe
by him. So when you work out, you do all that.
Honestly, often in the modeling industry is often linked with sex. And to be honest, I'm just going ahead and put it out there. To be honest, that's one of the main reasons why I consider myself retired. Why I stopped, because every photo shoot or whatever is the photographer trying to sleep with you, or
Yeah.
you know, something like that.
gosh,
Oh, I can
yes.
get you here if you know you do a nude shoot
Yeah.
for me or something. Just so you can see some. Like, come on, bro.
What did that happen with like every photographer that you had?
Almost.
No, but it
Damn.
And I know, and you know what?
Is that
Honestly,
that's
when
awful.
you're considered, it's different
And telling
types of
them-
model, but when you're
Yeah.
considered that sex symbol in the
Yes.
model
Yeah.
industry,
I'll try-
Yes.
that's all they
Yes.
want.
Yes.
And like I said,
Yeah.
I've done underwear as well.
Yeah.
Like I've done it all.
Mhm.
But it's when they see me and everything, I'm coming in, I'm cool. I'm like you. I'm coming here to work.
Yeah.
Right.
But somehow your work links with trying to get me to bed.
My thing is, if you can talk to me about anything you want to. At the end of the day, as long as this check clears, we're good. Because at this point, it's like, I mean, being in that industry, like I do a lot of underwear modeling, like I said before. And the thing is, it's of course, assistants, photographers, everyone in that room is going to flirt with the person that has the least amount of clothes on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said, it's kind of just like you just kind of have to I have kind of had to just deal with it and kind of just be like, okay, well, I mean, I understand that you're flirting with me, that's fine, but is the check going to clear? Like that's like you said, we came here to work, and the thing is, it's like if I got to bat my eyes or do a little body movement or something, you know what I'm saying, to get it.
See, no.
As long as the check
if
clears.
I'm already there, my check is clearing. Don't talk to me.
Period.
Okay, wait. So let's talk about lanes.
Yeah.
Right. Do we feel like there was a lane for models like us before, or have we had to create our own lane?
Oh, you mean as far as being LGBT?
Yeah, and black and just.
I will say that I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's kind of difficult to say because one, the modeling industry, in my opinion, is a gay industry.
The fashion industry.
However,
Yeah.
they're not going to necessarily put that on the forefront.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to become an actor and act as though I don't like this, or act as though I do like this, or whatever, to sell this product.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I am who I am.
Right.
So yes, I technically am in a lane. If you look at it like that, yeah, you kind of are in a lane.
I kind of feel like the lane that I'm in, I feel like that lane actually just got made a couple of years back. First of all, nobody
I
was
agree.
hearing nothing about a plus size model.
You're right.
Exactly.
And I've been curvy all my life. Like once I started developing, that's all I was hips, breast, and butt. I had no stomach. And even now that I'm getting older, I have a little stomach, but I'm still an hourglass. That was unheard of. And then not on top of that, I'm a natural hair model. Curls was never. Ever.
For sure.
I grew up in New York.
Yeah.
Every winter, I had to go to Dominican to get my hair straightened. Wearing curly hair was not what's popping.
Right.
But now everybody's like, oh, you're natural hair this, natural hair that. Oh, I want to go natural. I want to shave this. I want to shave that. I've been that my entire life. But now, being who I naturally am, now it's a hot commodity.
Cool. Yeah.
But when I was just being me, it wasn't accepted. It was like, oh, well, why's your hair like that? Or,
Yeah.
Are you
It's a double
fat?
standard.
And that's the thing too. I was
Yeah.
always the tallest and the thickest in my class.
Yep.
So I was considered fat and they're kids. They don't know shit about being curvy. They don't know nothing about thickness.
Yeah.
So to them, I was fat. But come to find out that entire time, I was just curvy. I was just thick. I just had body that the other girls my age did not develop yet.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that. I learned that the hard way.
Exactly.
And for everybody at home, plus size modeling starts at a size 8. So with that being a thing,
Well, no, actually a 12.
and as well,
Standardized plus size model.
Yeah.
Standard plus size model is a size 12. Between, I would say, a 10 and 12.
So with that being said, all women don't necessarily look the same. And the thing about it is they're going to pick the slimmest, thickest woman to be a part of that until Rihanna.
Well, yeah.
And a lot of other women kind of came in and was just like, okay, this is not right. Women are bigger than this and sexier, because there are a lot of thicker women out there who are extremely sexy.
Yeah. But see,
So the thing is,
I agree with you. I agree with you, but then I disagree with you. And the only reason why I say that is because for the longest time, every time I got measured, it was always, oh, your breast is too big, your midsection is too small. I had a designer get mad at me because I didn't wear a spank down the runway. She said, oh, you don't have a spank on? I said, I don't need one. I don't have a stomach, honey. She said, oh, well, lucky you.
Oh.
Why would you not be okay with the fact that a natural body is wearing your garment down the
Yeah.
runway for natural women in the audience to want to buy it?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
How can you say that to me? And then not only that, when you go into all these plus size stores, if you look at the mannequins, they're all small boobs, bigger in the middle, and then bigger at the bottom.
Right.
I'm not that.
Right.
I am what you actually call a Coke bottle hourglass. But
Very much
I never get that. Like every time I would wear certain garments, it could either never go over my bust or not even sometimes go over my hips. And I'm like, how can you call yourself a plus size designer?
Right.
And you can't
Without making plus size
Because,
Yeah.
and also they don't make it for women with bigger, because it's bigger sizes. It goes past the D.
Right.
Nobody knows that.
Right.
You would tell somebody, oh, you wear a G, a E, a F, and they would be like, they make that. You understand? Like, and it's just like, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, well, you always got to do this right here. This right here. Like women, like they always, you can see someone with nice, perky, big breasts, a D. And look at me and be like, oh, she's fat. But then look at her and say, oh, she has a nice body.
Right.
She's beautiful.
And that's the misconception.
Exactly.
That's why I started dressing for my size.
Exactly.
I stopped wearing certain shirts because certain shirts that I would wear, they would stick out so far because my boobs would make me like I have a stomach.
Yeah.
So I would have to wear stuff that would literally show that I'm snatched in the middle.
Exactly.
Because you
Let them know.
That I'm
Let them know that you got it.
Yes. But it took time for me to actually get comfortable with my body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because boy, the society out here, they will make you hate yourself.
Yes.
I feel like that's the industry altogether.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can be perfect to everyone else. I'm talking about chiseled abs and perky breasts and the tallest, leanest, and everything. And then you will walk in there and be like, she's too small. The breast, like it's always something.
I will say this though. On the opposite side, we did sign up for it.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is it definitely takes us through a certain level of trauma, for sure. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We are going into these go-sees. We're going into these auditions with the intention of being picked apart.
Yes.
And the thing is, we just want to be picked apart in the best way possible. We just want to be picked, period.
Right.
So the thing is, I mean, if you like my legs and not my arms, and if my legs get me the job, that's fine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's we kind of sign up for it, but it definitely fucks with us.
But that goes,
Right.
to creating your own lane.
Creating your own lane, yeah.
So like with creating your own lane, like I feel like I have the best of both worlds with what all you have just said.
Literally.
Because like,
Just saying.
all right, so with Pose being like a new show and
Yeah.
everybody's like want trans people for everything, but like now you're the token trans person. Like we just need one trans person.
Yeah.
No matter what they look like, I want them to be here.
Right.
So like, on the way in, I'm that token person. So like, whatever, here I am. But then once I get there, I don't have all of the other judgments so much that you guys have.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like I've went to things where like trans people, like you don't really necessarily have to be in shape. You could just be, you're there, you're you. We have you.
See, and
Check the
that's
box
Wow.
off.
We're
lucky.
Wow.
Well,
But it is a double
Yeah.
standard industry. Like
Very much so.
I will say this, and I'll make it as quick as possible. I will say this. I feel like exactly what you're saying, you just so happen to be an accessory right now. Men were accessories before, and then before that, black people were accessories, period. So the thing is, like, it was very, very, very hard to come across a Tyra Banks, Iman, a Naomi Campbell, and the thing about it is they were the first ones to really come in, break that barrier, and just let it be known to be like, hey, I'm here, I'm sexy, this is sexy, there are sexy women out there like me. Not because of my body, but because of my skin tone.
right.
And the thing is, it's we just had to continue to break barriers.
Right.
So we're continuing to break those barriers.
Right.
And I appreciate you
Yeah.
for taking on that task and for taking it on the chin. Because at the end of the day, it's a tough. It's one thing to come out. It's another thing to literally live in the skin that you feel like you've always been in all your life. And really be open enough to be like, okay, this is me, this is where I'm going, this is who I am, this is what I like, this is where I'm going.
Right.
But I also can only speak for trans masculine people.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, like, all right, cool, like, I'm in shape, so, like, I don't have to deal with a lot of other things. And once you've had top surgery, also like, oh, they want to see your scars or whatever. They want you to be proud with what you have going on underneath your clothes. But like trans women have a completely different situation.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
They definitely have to pass in a certain type of way.
Yeah.
So like I just want to
Anything women
recorrect that.
Yeah.
Just so like my trans non-binary experience. Most of the times, all I have to do is just show up. But that's just because of like how I look specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And then
You
I've
are
also went to
trans.
places with other people who look very queer and ambiguous, and they're like, all right, great, I like it, do it. But like trans women is completely different.
Yeah, I kind of relate with you on that because I kind of was the token, you know what I'm saying? Oh, the pass he'll get through or whatever. Because on a lot of runways, a lot of go season, all that stuff, I would be the only one that's tall and skinny. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm too small. I'm not, they're coming all this body and everything, and I'm sitting here looking like, so I would always be the one that had, and I had locks back then, so it was always, I'm always the one that's pushed off.
It was like an exotic look for the time.
Yeah,
But now it's like regular, schmegular. But
really.
That's what he said. He's real light skinned, and for a period, right?
Mm-hmm.
We made it in before the darks.
Yeah.
And then it was Tyson. And then it was, because they gave more flowers to Boris before they gave him Tyson's.
Right. Okay, so
Just saying.
let's talk about opportunities to grow.
Yeah.
Are there opportunities to grow in this industry for out, proud LGBT individuals, or do we hit that plateau?
Most definitely.
Now.
I
real now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's,
Now.
I feel like we have nothing but ample room to grow because the world sees that there is money
Now.
Yeah.
in our pockets.
Right.
Now.
Now.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is,
Now.
like, it took a while to get us there because if you realize, like, 2018, the Pride Month was such a thing. Like, it was like this marketing strategy for everybody to just get in on it because there is so much money in the gay, in the LGBT, I'm just going to go ahead and say that, in our community. It's so much money to be spent. It's so much money that we make. And the thing about it is, I'm going to do a little history lesson, and then I'm going to pass the torch. I want y'all to understand this. They did not want us to be married to each other, specifically man and man, because we are trained to be breadwinners. Trained to bring home the bacon. So if you have two people in one household bringing home the bacon, being both bosses in their whole situation, what happens is the government is kind of just like,
That's too much money, honey.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
Right.
it's like,
You can't have that. Look.
so, and they're comfortably, and they're okay with paying their taxes, and this is, they okay with all of this? Okay, they can't get married.
No,
Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all a money thing, all a business thing. But I say that to say this: we're here,
Right.
and we're winning,
Right.
and we are continuing to do things that we want to do.
Right.
Now it's starting to
My
be open.
biggest thing, I kind of feel like my biggest thing with that too is I don't want just because you can make money off of how I live my life now.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't want it to be acceptable for you now.
Right.
Because you know that you can make a profit over me being
Because
black.
we've been here.
I mean, you already been making profits over the fact that I'm black. So
Right.
I don't need you to make profit over the fact of who was in my bed now.
Exactly.
And then not only that, because now it's like a force. I'm not gonna lie. Overnight,
It is.
all of a sudden there's commercials with two women in the bed. All of a sudden there's a
Right.
commercial with two men. And then first they started off with that, then they went to the biracial couples.
Exactly.
Then all of a sudden there's biracial couples on commercials and little light-skinned curly head babies because her daddy white and her mama black. No, don't do that. Don't do that, because the thing is, all you're doing is using it as a marketing strategy. It's just marketing for you.
That is
These
true.
people live like this every single day.
Yes.
You don't know what it's like for me to go home to my girl, but be outside getting hassled every day by a man because I'm telling him, I'm good. I got a wife, I'm good. Oh, you got a wife, all this and that. You don't know what it's like firsthand to live that life. So don't try to make it acceptable now because you could profit over it.
Yeah.
I agree with
Wait, you
that,
married?
but
No, that's just an example.
Oh, I was about to say,
I'm not married. I'm not married. No.
I agree with that. But at the same time, I feel as though because they are now accepting us, it is our time to go ahead
The fact that we have to do air
and
quotes.
continue to be
Right.
us, so that that their purpose for accepting us would be
Right.
for a reason. Like you're not just accepting it just for the money.
Right.
You see that I'm now a person. You see that I've been here all this time.
That's the thing too, though. Just like even now, being African American in America, we want black businesses to win right now.
Mm-hmm.
And after COVID, black businesses are winning. Mm-hmm. The crazy thing is too, though, just like the LGBT community, just like I want my black dollars to come back to my black ass, I want my LGBT dollars to come back to my community. I don't want you making more money off of who I am for you than I am. That's not okay.
And I feel that because like how I said, pose, and just like there is a different array of characters on there, but only so many of them are like vocal and popular, and like not everybody has the money to get like the surgeries or like the things that they feel like they need for their transition. So like they'll support the ladies that are on that show, but they won't support like somebody that they see in Publix or somebody that they see in Kroger's. Like they'll give them the side eyes. They'll follow this lady on Instagram.
Because she's hot right now.
Yeah, because she's hot.
And the commercials that you've seen
to them.
She looks like the marketing.
Woman.
That's what it's about. It's about marketing.
So
long story short, people are stupid.
Yeah.
No, not only people are stupid. It's not even just that. Here's the thing: when you become of a certain stature in the community, whether you're straight, gay, bi, it doesn't matter.
Right.
If you have a platform, use your platform to spread awareness of spending your money where you are at all times.
Period.
I'm from the projects. There's no way that when I go back to New York, I don't never go back to my block. I always go back to my block, go to the old bodegas. I spend my money everywhere.
You said you're from Spanish Harlem, right?
I go back home. I spend my money everywhere because this is what made me go as hard as I did to go somewhere else in life anyway. Right. I'm never gonna forget that. Okay. Just like at the end of the day, I'm bisexual, but I'm black first.
Right.
Period.
So for me, everything that I do, I support black-owned businesses. I want to get my nails done. I got a nail tech, and she just got her first salon, but I kept going to her crib every week, every 2 weeks if I needed to. If I broke a nail, she fixed it. That was my nail tech. Now that she got a shop, it's on and popping. Give me your cards. I'm telling everybody and their mother to come to you.
Support.
Yeah, because that's what it's about. And it's the same thing in the LGBT community too.
We are going to go to our next topic, but we have to say goodbye to Ambrosia.
She got money to make.
Before you leave, tell the viewers one more time your name and also tell them your social media handles.
Okay, my name is Ambrosia Perez. You can follow me on IG at Singer Plus Model, and that's SingerPlusModel. And you can also follow me on Facebook at Ambrosia Perez. And YouTube, Ambrosia Perez. And anywhere else you find Ambrosia Perez and you see this face, that's me.
We love you. Yes,
thank you guys.
Bye. Back to opportunities. Are there, outside of everyone's ignorances, is there genuine room for us to grow though?
Yeah.
Or are we always just going to be a fad until they jump to the next LGBT fad, the next LGBT fad?
I feel like we need to, in order for us not to be just a fad, I think what has to happen is we have to show that we are supporting each other.
Right.
And the thing is, if I've made a huge name off of dressing white women, and I have gay friends who are really trying to get into the industry and get into the business, then who am I going to start dressing? My friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people who are like me the most. Because the thing is, now that I'm already on, I'm going to go ahead and put people who are like me on. It's just, it's kind of just, we have to get into the space of sharing things, sharing wealth, sharing fame. Because the thing is, a lot of Caucasian people do it, and it works. Like, we can sit here and talk about white trash, and we can talk about how we don't like white people and racist. But at the end of the day, I feel like we are the only community, black, not LGBTQ.
Yeah.
Plus. I feel like we are the only community as black people to bash each other.
Right. Yeah.
More than supporting one another. And people see that. And people are entertained by that. It's the reason why a lot of these reality shows and a lot of the different movies and so on and so forth, it focuses around either family drama, friends drama, or just drama in the black community. It's just drama. We know how to bring it. We know how to give it. We're very spicy. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do, everything that we give is extremely
extra.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we put a little seasoning on it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's almost being like monetized. So if we, not, it's not almost, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
If we sit here and continue to complain about things as opposed to helping each other,
Yeah.
we'll continue to be in the same place that we are in today.
I believe that the growth in the modeling industry, honestly, is not depicted upon the sexuality or the color or the creed, whatever. It is literally that individual. That individual may or may not be able to grow in this industry.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like I said earlier, with my struggle with me being the smallest, although I was the smallest in the categories, I'm still that slender model-esque guy. You know what I mean? If I want to branch out to these different avenues and take underwear modeling more seriously or whatever, then I hit the gym harder. Like my brother, and get them gains or whatever. Like
I appreciate that you pointed at me. So.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the gains.
We was pointing at you.
I'm at LA Fitness, got there 3 to 5 times a week trying to be like you when I grow up, just so I can grow. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it is definitely obtainable.
Keep it together.
But I feel like it's obtainable in that person, not your sexuality, not your color, not anything. Because when I think of a model, I think of a hanger.
Come on,
you are a hanger.
Yeah.
I'm going to dress this hanger and make it as nice or as plain or as whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But in order for me as a designer to do that, I need a certain type of hanger.
A model is a
You see what I'm
glorified
saying?
mannequin.
Yeah,
Right.
that's all.
It's a glorified mannequin.
What do you guys think? Opportunity?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, trans people, since we've newly started like diving into like non-binary and genderqueer people, like trans people have always been a part of modeling. Like people have always looked ambiguous as far as like being like a woman who was like a tomboy, or being like a guy who was like a pretty girl, or like whatever the case may be. I feel like modeling has always presented that. Now we have a name to slap on top of it, but I think it can go in different ways, especially with Instagram, social media.
Yeah.
We just gotta support each other.
Yeah.
We gotta uplift everything. We just gotta create that more opportunities. Just always support anything. Just always uplift and make sure. Like for me, if I have a friend that is a model or she's wanting to be a model, if I could help that and I could say, okay, we could do this together, or we could try this, or if I have any opportunity to help somebody, try to, if I can, because if I don't have the platform to do that, then I can't. But if we can try to get up there together, or like just try to support one another. Always talk about it. Always,
It's like there's models that are like disabled, that are dead,
exactly.
that are like just being part of the trans community, like just seeing all of the different versions of trans, and just I don't know, like I just see things like, oh, I didn't know people do that.
Right, exactly. So
But
I
I get it. Because we're queer. Like, people can create their own lane on social media. And, I don't know, people have, like, their own platforms on there.
So a couple of times you brought up social media, but then that goes into my next question.
Okay.
I stopped because I was going to go there, but I'm glad you are.
But do we feel like social media has harmed or helped the modeling industry?
Well, I'm new, so I feel like I can't speak on
New
that.
to what?
Modeling. Did I think? I stopped.
You can start.
Yes.
You
yeah,
can
That's a difficult question for me.
It has transformed.
Yes.
I think the community or the industry. I think that if you're saying modeling industry, as a traditional industry, it hurt it. It really hurt it. But if you're looking at like the modeling industry as something transitional, it helped, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
For me, when I used to model, you had to have an agent, you had to have management, you had to have a model mayhem that your management managed for you, that you had access to, right? And so, you really didn't do anything for yourself. It was, this is what we got for you. My responsibility was to stay in shape. It was to stay prepared. It was to not do drugs. It was to not get caught up. That was my responsibility, and then show up on time and do my absolute best, right? I didn't sit by the phone waiting for somebody to call me or waiting for somebody to email me back, because they did that with my agent, right? So for me, when Instagram became a thing, And now you have all these people, all these new photographers trying to get their name out there. All of these like really curvy girls. You guys snatched the rug from underneath.
Wait. I'm sorry to change the subject, but did you just like
Yes.
pull a little envious bone from the curvy
Yes,
girl?
I did.
No, I said that
I
because
did.
in the modeling industry, we know for decades it's only been this.
Skinny
Like
girl.
you have to be
I
this in order to,
I
you
know,
know.
right? And I worked so hard as a black girl. We worked
That's amazing.
so hard back then to be that skinny because
Yeah.
a little bit of curve, just a little bit of curve, your measurement half a centimeter off, you were considered plus size.
You gotta go.
And you did not get the job. And so I worked out 4 times a day. I didn't eat specific things, clean eating. I measured myself. My agent measured me every other week. She literally took my measurements. I had to go to her office to get it done, right? And then, so the industry made me think that something was wrong with just existing, and then Instagram became a thing. Instagram models became a thing. Video models were propelled, right? They got to do more than just video modeling, and then it was like now the industry doesn't want what I literally killed myself to give them. So if you're looking at like the modeling industry from a traditional sense, it definitely killed it.
Yeah. It
But if you're looking at
that
it,
still exists though, don't it?
not
It does, but
not as
it's
much,
not
not as
well.
much.
Here's the thing, and I was waiting.
It's not as
I wanted to wait patiently. I have made a significant amount of money off of Instagram and me modeling underwear on Instagram specifically.
Yeah.
This is what I will say about it. It's a blessing and a curse. The
Right.
blessing, I'll talk about the bad because I feel like, you know, the bad kind of, let's do the bad first and then we go to the good. I feel like you said, you put in a whole lot of work before Instagram, before, you know, all of the fluff of everything. Because to be completely honest with you, when it comes to social media, when it comes to social networking, we all put out what we want everybody else to see.
Yeah.
I'm not finna put on me toe up crying like I'm just, because at the end of the day, it's social networking.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, as you know, you having a social situation, especially with Instagram, it's almost like a business card at this point.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I don't want to show anything less than me having a great life, being a great person, looking great, feeling great, whatever. It's just natural. That's just what happens, right? That's the blessing in it, because I feel like a lot of people had the opportunity to be able to model.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the thing is, you didn't know I was beautiful until I started posting pictures.
Exactly.
Right.
And not only that, but if you think about if you think about it in the money aspect of it, when it comes to a lot of big fashion brands, it's quite cheaper to hire a bitch off of social media than it is to go through an agency.
I know. Yeah.
Go through an agency. I gotta pay my 15% on top of paying you to get the job done, so on and so forth. So that's the blessing in it.
Yeah.
And it's just an opportunity for people to just grow and continue to grow. Like it's, I've made a lot of money off of it. So
it's a transitionary industry in social media helps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
For me, I would say also that it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Being I'm 33.
Really?
Which is considered yes.
Oh,
Which is considered
25.
Thank you. Hey, as a model you have to look that way.
This is
You
also
know?
true. Like, don't crack. Let's
You
just
know?
smoke it.
Just-
That's it.
But damn, you make me forget what I was
No, it's true. True T.
Okay, hold on, wait. What was I
Blessing and a
saying?
curse.
Blessing and a curse. Okay, so back in the olden days, you know, like you say with the model mayhem and all that stuff or whatever, like it's completely changed now.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing for them now because it's so much easier to get that exposure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
We broke our necks and sweat and blood and tears and all that stuff to try to get out there, especially coming from where I come from. I'm from Orangeburg, South Carolina. So when you're from the sticks and the clay, you don't necessarily have that opportunity. You can't walk down the street and extend your legs in your model-less walk, which is really your natural walk, and somebody be like, I need you. That's not, the opportunity isn't given there.
It was
You see what I'm saying? So with me now having the Instagram and the Twitter and everything else. It gives people that opportunity to market themselves the way that they want to be seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So back then, you know, I'm going to all these different model calls and have to check all these emails and everything. It's just it's a new wave.
Yeah.
So I can't say that it's better or worse. It's a new era, and things have to change.
Keep up or you don't.
I definitely do think that people do. It gives everybody the opportunity to be seen now. Because back then, like you said, you had to be this big. You had to work so hard. But some people aren't able. Like if you think some people aren't able to lose weight like that.
Yeah.
So it was hard, even as a plus size. Like even then, nobody would accept a fat girl. Like you would have to be this big before you could do anything.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for anybody, like a lot of people. So now everybody's coming out now on social media, putting their body out there. And that's really hard because being bullied about it, being told that you're not beautiful because you don't have a specific body type. You don't have this or you don't have that. People now, like you said, different models, it's everybody now, and I think that that's really good as well. I'm sorry for taking that away.
Shouts out to Takari. I just want to say, shouts out to Takari. I felt that she was one of the main figures that put the big girls on the map.
Well,
I said her name wrong.
Yeah, it's okay.
We know who I'm talking about. But her, like, she put the big girls on the map, and they should have been there. But I'm just saying, it opened the page.
Yeah, it opened a lot, and for somebody to step out their comfort zone, like me modeling, this is way out of my comfort zone, but I like it because I want to get more confident in myself. So it's just like this, it really helps people in different ways. Mentally, it can help a lot of people. And you know, if I feel like I can slim down a little bit and feel more comfortable in my skin, if I don't like my weight, I can change it. But it's hard for someone to do that. It's hard to. I like eating healthy.
It is room for you to grow.
Like everything used to be traditional, so people who aren't traditional, it gave them a gateway to be the greatest version of themselves. Like, I probably wouldn't be a model. I went in one show, and now because of my social media, like people they were like, oh, that person is trans, I'm just gonna slide in the DM. All I want to do is work out, go to the gym.
I think that you can kind of play yourself as just the trans person that comes into.
But that's what people ask me for.
When we see you, you are a trans person, but you're like,
I am. But that's what I'm saying. Like from my social media, always being the best versions of myself. Like whether that be like me being in tears on social media, which you said is like a faux pas, but like whether that
really not anymore.
But like for a model, like if you're a model and you're branding yourself a certain type of way, like that could be like, oh,
oh, bitch, crazy.
But like for like someone who is untraditional, like how we was, I guess like earlier they was talking about like Cardi B, like she is 100% herself, and that shit took off. So it's just like, for some people that works, and you can do that on social media, and you can get certain type of gigs or whatever. But like, all I do is be myself on social media, and people ask me to show up, kind of like how
I would ask you to show up.
I feel like
I didn't know that was a model until I got here.
And when I say the industry, I mean modeling, acting, all of the industry.
Yeah.
I feel like now the most marketable thing is to be authentic.
Yeah.
It's to be real. It's to be like I feel like now they are moving more so to the people who are real. Back then, they wanted us to be who they wanted us to be.
Like you said, like a hanger.
What are your guys'
You don't agree?
expectations going forward when it comes to the industry? What would you guys like to see? And do you feel like there's anything that we are doing now or that we could do to get us there?
We as in...
You individually and LGBT...
I think that there needs to be that level of development that was earlier on, before Instagram, before all of this was just a thing. I think that we need to re-implement the development, because the thing about it is models from back, like your Naomi Campbell's, your Tyson Beckford's, your Tyra's, your Boris Kojo, all of these people knew how to not only model but interview. And they also knew how to sell the garment. And the thing is, a lot of people kind of just feel like they get lost in the fact that I'm the model, it's me, it's about me. No, bitch. It's about the designer. And it's about their garment. It's about how you sell it.
Work.
And the thing is, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like in the 90s, if you look at the runway shows, if you look at a lot of different, advertisements that featured some of your biggest supermodels, it was some really good shit that had your models working. It was a situation where it was like, okay, you're going to be on set for about 10 to 16 hours. And you're going to be working. It's just going to be a thing. So the thing is, I feel like now, because things come a little bit easier, so it feels.
Nobody does.
So it feels. Because the thing about it is, I mean, being that I've chosen the lane of like underwear modeling, I feel like it'll be very, very hard for me to break out of that and go into something else. Number one, because I'm a very gay man. Number two, because I'm a very black man. So the thing about it is it's gonna just naturally be hard for me in general. We just have a lot against black gay men.
Yes, Lord.
We just got a lot against us.
I love that you brought up development, because one of the things that I tell my wife and other people, like if people try to hit me up because they want me to work a show or do, and I don't do any modeling, and I'm not going to, because the people around me won't have any development, and I will judge you and I will judge them. And it's not because I'm judgmental, but it's because coming from the traditional industry, and literally, we went through so much development. We went through so much development that no one goes through anymore. It's like, I'm gonna step outside, smoke this, drink this, I'm gonna walk back in. Y'all ain't doing it yet. I'm gonna be frustrated. I'm gonna be complaining. I'm gonna be on FaceTime while I'm gonna be cursing up a storm and just doing the absolute most, but the industry I come from, that's just not acceptable, and they will literally kick you out. And so I love
boots.
I agree. My expectation is that we get back to using some, not all standard, but some of the traditional standard in the industry across the board.
I agree.
Because there is no development, because how instant everything is, because of social media, and because you can call yourself a photographer and now you're taking photos of people, or you can call yourself a model because you've had your friend take pictures of you, or you like. That's cool, but it's just not the same.
You can't call yourself a model until you get a check for it.
So like in Atlanta, so like you have like a lot of people move here to be like actors and models and stuff like that, and a lot of people move to New York to be actors and models and stuff like that. And so like as far as like the transgender scene and like just being queer in general, the scene in New York is very different than the scene in Atlanta.
Extremely.
Especially if you're black. So like I can go to places and like I have never done this before, but like my expectation, if I was to go to like a cis male that anything gay and be like, all right, I'm gonna go model with them over there, I would get judged and like I would be like an outsider. Whereas like if I did that in New York, we would all just be there to work. And I feel like I want to hold like Atlanta accountable for like all black queer people to accept all black queer people. And like I know we have different like, well, I'm not even from the South, so that's cool that I just threw myself in there. But like there's a certain type of tradition that's here that like, you know, you just I'm not used to saying they, them in my sentences, but you do it all day. You do it all the time. So it's just like, all right, we're all here to put on feminine garments. No matter what the people, the hangers that are here, we are all putting on feminine garments. Yeah. That's it. In New York, nobody gives a shit about what you look like. We're just here to book the job. Where I wish that Atlanta would be like that. But we're also hardcore set in our ways, especially as black people who are in the South.
You just have to get out of that whole mentality of crab in a barrel. Because I feel like we pull each other down to try to
especially in Atlanta.
What's your expectation? Do you have one for the industry?
I disagree with that. I agree with everybody. I agree with everybody.
But I kind of see why. Not that it's okay, but when you have,
why do you think that it's the case though?
Because when you have X amount of people who want this, and let's say everybody in this room wants to be a model. Yeah. But we already know that it's only going to be that one, you know, that. So at that point, it's like I just want to kind of strive for it. I gotta push in every, in every way to get it.
Yeah.
But when it's right there in your face, you're gonna eat it.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this conversation. This was a good conversation. I love that we differ and some of our opinions are the same because you worry sometimes that maybe people don't think like you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we did good. I love this. Was a powerful conversation. Before we wrap up, I want us to go around one more time, tell the viewers our names, and tell them your social media handle, starting with Legend.
Once again, guys, I am Legend Adanche. You can find me on Instagram at The Story of Legend. The Story of Legend. You can spell, it's regular.
I am actually available on all social media platforms, including OnlyFans. But Brandon Carson J, everywhere across the board, everywhere, literally. So yeah, Carson with a K.
All right. Well, my name is Jada Campbell. You can find me on Instagram at Jada the Goddess, JADADA Goddess. I don't have too much social media, but I don't get on Facebook. But I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that.
I am again in the same boat. Like, you can just find me on Instagram. It's Mia Obi, ITS Mia OBIE. That's it.
I'm Lacie. You guys can find me at itsme_Lacie on Instagram, and really just type in Lacie Doll anywhere and I'll pop up. And this is another episode of the Black LGBT Artists panel or table talk, and we talked about modeling today. Thanks, guys. Bye.